Welcome to segment 2 of the freak show that is the National Football League. As we pretty much found out from last week. And if you didn't watch segment 1, I suggest you watch that right now because you'll find out our thoughts about pretty much the craziness that has been the week in between 2 and 3. But we're talking the next 4 games of the schedule on this segment. Giants against Houston.
Yeah, Houston, another team that came out surprising and shot the season with a 2-0 start. Fitzpatrick, their new starting quarterback, looking pretty good to start off the season.
Now, we just have one thing for that team. Please don't lose the next 14. Please.
I think if they do that, that'd be really, really shocked at that point.
Think at this point of the year, if somebody were to say to me, they're going to lose every game the rest of the year, I'd be like, dude, are you nuts?
I'm pretty sure that would happen to Shop just because I had to walk back through the door.
Yeah.
But Houston, offensive-wise, they're looking very good. Foster had a very good game after him getting injured last season and coming back. He's been looking very good. As well as a very impressive touchdown by J.J. Watt last week.
Yeah, 1-yard touchdown reception.
I think that made him happy, I tell you
that.
Oh,
yeah.
Anyways, then to the New York here. New York still trying to figure things out, I believe, with this offense. As Eli, I don't think he's getting things down yet. This New York defense that we all remember to be this great and powerful Giant defense is dying down now, I feel like. And they're still trying to figure everything out in the system right now. And that is why I'm going to take the Houston Texans in this one. They are just clicking right now. They're going places right now. And that is why I picked Houston actually as my playoff team at the beginning of the season. I just believe this team was going to get something going before the end of the season. They're already starting off pretty well with it. And I believe they're going to win this game in a close one because it is in New York, 20-17. I
also picked Houston to win this game. Just please win one more game at least. I mean, right now it's like, okay, we're 2-0, but how can we do the last 14 games? Hopefully, it will be better, and it looks to be. I picked Houston to win this one 28-10. Of course, even though the Texans don't have Clowney, they actually have a defense.
Oh, yeah.
Unlike the NFC East besides Philly.
That's true. It's true.
The Saints. Get this. You might want to record this. The 0-2 Saints against the Vikings.
Yeah, the Vikings began this week, as we mentioned in our first segment, that Adrian Peterson did get in some trouble, but they did say he could play. But now, once again, he cannot play, as the Vikings have, I can't remember the name of the list was. It's something that
they lost Radisson, and AP lost Nike as their sponsors. Radisson Hotels and Nike.
Yeah, but Adrian Peterson will not be playing this week now because I can't remember what kind of list they put him on. It was mentioned this morning. But it's a list where he is not allowed to play until the commissioner says he can play again. Or the team says he can play again as well. So Adrian Peterson is probably going to be out very, 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 very long time for all we know. As his backup running back,
Asiata.
That's what it is. I can try to remember that name.
Asiata. Just cue at me and we'll do that.
Okay. I will do that. But Asiata, I'm going to have to say that in the shower or something. Got to remind myself. I don't know how to do it. I'll do it at work or something. But anyways, yeah, Asiata. A very good game last week, as he had a very good game on the ground and in the air for the Vikings, even though the Vikings pretty much got destroyed by the Patriots in that one after they just couldn't get things going. And Castle, man, he needs to get something going.
I remember being on my break at work that day, and it was 7-0 Vikings, and I'm like, no way. And then on my lunch I had seen, that's what I expected.
Yeah, the Vikings just kind of died down at the end of the game, and Castle threw 4 interceptions in that game, and the crowd was actually booing him, cheering Bridgewater. So that'll be something to watch for this week. We might get to see our first glimpse of the rookie Teddy Bridgewater. And New Orleans Saints last week upsetted by a very, very interesting team, the Chicago Browns.
Cleveland Browns.
Just say Chicago Browns? Why
yes, you did.
Oh my God, what is wrong with you there?
Mike Pennon would not be impressed, and neither would Sarah Carnes, the sideline reporter that I know.
Yeah, my bad. I'm sorry. I don't know what's going on with me. I think I just haven't not enough sleep. But yeah, the Cleveland Browns.
It's allergy season.
Yeah, beat the New Orleans Saints last week in a very shocking game, I thought, as I thought the Saints were going to run all over them.
So did I.
Apparently, Hoyer knows how to play more than I thought he did. But the Saints now start the season 0-2, and this Saints offense that we thought would be running over teams is not doing their job apparently, and the defense is just letting them down. But I do believe this week the Saints are going to get stepped up. It's their first home game of the year. I think that should help them a little bit. And I do believe the Saints are going to get their first win of the year as they're going to beat the Minnesota Vikings 27-13.
The Saints are 0-2, but please don't be shocked. Well, I said don't freak out if you're a Saints fan. 0-2 sounds scary. 0-2 sounds pitiful. There's an 11% chance he'll make the playoffs now, based on NFL statistics. But let me say this: the Steelers, how did they start last year?
It was 0-4.
0-4.
Yep.
How many plays were they away from the playoffs at the end of the year?
One.
Whether you take the Miami game where was it Polamalu who stepped out of bounds right at the end?
Yep.
Or when Suckup missed the field goal and they missed the penalty. Either way, they were one play away. So if you're a Saints fan, don't freak out. Whatever you do not, I repeat, do not freak out. You're playing the Vikings this week, who lost their running back Adrian Peterson, and now have who was their starting running back?
I can't remember anymore.
Asiata.
I gotta remember this somehow.
I'm trying to get him to remember, but he can't.
Yes.
New Orleans will win this game, and they will get back on track with a 28-7 win against the Vikings. That's one of 4 teams I think I picked to not score 10 points.
Yeah, that's one thing I learned last week. I gotta lower the scores down a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going a little high.
Cincinnati against Tennessee.
Yeah, Tennessee was a team I thought coming in this year that could shock a couple people. After last week, I don't know anymore. After a very, very bad loss to Dallas Cowboys, Jake Locker, quarterback, I thought, and I still do think, is going to be a good quarterback in the future. Had a very bad game against the...
He had the locker room smell on him.
Yeah, he must have had something on him. As he threw 3 interceptions against the Dallas defense, and this overall that team cannot get anything going against the Cowboys. And this week it ain't gonna help at all because they are going against a very, very powerful Cincinnati defense who is very, very good. Apparently, looking back to last week, as they dominated the entire Atlanta offense, who has a lot of power to it. And Andy Dalton once again last week did very well, and the entire team looked well. And AJ Greene, who got hurt at the beginning of the game, wasn't there, so his star receiver, he didn't have a star wide receiver, and still dominated this Atlanta Falcons team.
Why he's on my fantasy team?
He did good so far this year, I'll tell you that. And that is why I do believe that the Cincinnati Bengals are going to dominate this game, and I do believe they're going to win this one 28-10 over Tennessee.
I also picked the Bengals to win 31-21. I think Locker will have a better game, but against the Bengals in the jungle, you're going to get caught in the weeds, and you're going to be like George with your jungle. Bang! Ooh, tree! Cleveland, the surprise team, the most interesting team in the league. Stay thirsty, my friends. Against the Baltimore Ravens.
Yeah, the Ravens so far looking pretty good as well, as looks like last week they got a little bit of their edge back as they got a Thursday night win against the Pittsburgh Steelers. As Joe Flacco and that offense looked very well to start off being in that game, they looked overall good. Defense as well looked good as they stopped a very powerful Pittsburgh offense that looked good against the Cleveland Browns last game. But the good overall game by Baltimore. Looks like they're back in stride to where they were. And now Cleveland, who I was very surprised last week, who got a win over the New Orleans Saints. They might have something going as well for them as a team that doesn't have that much on their offense this year. Looking very well as Hoyer right now keeping Manziel in his seat for a little bit and keeps keeping that starting quarterback job. Looking very impressive so far this season. And Cleveland, once again at home, I think is going to make this a very close game, but I just do believe that the Baltimore team overall, just the quarterback play and the receivers for that team are just pretty good for this one. And the defense, I believe, is going to stop Hoyer in this one. in the running game of the Browns, and I'm going to give the Baltimore Ravens a win in this one in the dog pound, 20-14.
I'm enticed to change my pick, but I'm going to keep it the way it is. I do believe the Ravens will win this game. I know you're probably shocked right now. I'm thinking about changing it.
I was thinking it too. Don't worry, because they are at home. That's the thing I was thinking about.
But I'm going to keep it at Baltimore right now, 28-14. I think the Browns will be reminded that they are the Browns, but awesome win last week, Cleveland. I have to say, that shocked me.
No, yeah, same here.
And there was some fans on Twitter that were tweeting at Greene saying, "Oh, they'll finish better than the Steelers." I'm not sure if they'll do that, but
it's not going too far yet.
Yeah. Baltimore 28, Cleveland 14. Segment 3 is coming up next.